Tonight, in a blow to Vice President Harris, the powerful Teamsters union announcing it will make no endorsement in the 2024 presidential race. Harris becoming the first Democratic nominee not to win the backing of America's largest union in nearly 3 decades. The union releasing an internal poll showing 58% of its members support Trump, 31% back Harris. In a statement writing it was, quote, left with few commitments on top Teamsters issues from either candidate and found no definitive support among members for either party's nominee.
Mr. President, any reaction to the Teamsters' decision not to endorse?
No, they were. It's a great honor. They're not going to endorse the Democrats. That's a big thing.
Big difference in those big industrial states, you think? You're going to make a difference?
I think it will, yeah, I think so. The Teamsters carry a lot of weight.
Harris has won the backing of other labor groups, including the United Auto Workers. The Harris campaign saying, quote, Teamsters locals across the country have already endorsed her, alongside the overwhelming majority of organized labor. It comes as we're seeing signs of new, tighter security measures for Trump. The FBI director saying he's devoting the, quote, full force of the agency to investigate the 2 attempts on Trump's life within just 2 months. Trump overnight thanking Vice President Harris for calling him.
Today, a little while ago, I got a very nice call from Kamala. No, it was very nice.
Meanwhile, Harris, in a speech to the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute, blasting Trump's call for mass deportations of undocumented migrants.
Donald Trump and his extremist allies will keep trying to pull us backward. They have pledged to carry out the largest deportation, a mass deportation, in American history. Imagine what that would look like and what that would be. How's that going to happen? Massive raids? Massive detention camps? What are they talking about?
And Garrett is here right now. Some good news for the vice president in terms of some battleground polling.
That's right, Lester. Quinnipiac putting out polls of those 3 blue wall states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all showing Harris with narrow margin of error leads. But holding those 3 states, which Joe Biden won in 2020, still her clearest, easiest path to victory.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.